Give credit where it's due. Joy, what is your reaction?
Oh, anything is possible! Not really, not yet. It's creeping up on it. It's going to be the team that finally comes back from the 0-3 deficit. Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet. I do feel like, it's obviously a celebratory day, and I'm very happy. Heat Nation is very happy, and I'm sure the Heat players are very happy, although they have more work to do. I do kind of hope that the takeaway from last night's game is that, it's just time to heal. It's time to heal as a sports world. Can we just come together and just finally admit that the Heat are a legitimate organization, that they are a good organization, that this isn't just some fluke, it's not just some bubble thing, it's not just some scrappy organization that just keeps kind of trying to figure it out. If you're going to put the respect on the names of teams like the Celtics and the Sixers and the Bucks, actually, I'll keep the Bucks out because they won a championship recently. But teams that are in the postseason, go far in the postseason, go to finals, let's just put the Heat in that conversation. I know it's going to hurt. It always hurts to take the Band-Aid off, but just pull it off, and let's just admit that the Heat are a good organization and a good team. They're back in the finals again. Second time in 4 years. 3 out of the last Eastern Conference Finals. They're there in a Game 7 or a Game 6, and 2 of the times they've moved on. It's not an accident. It's not a fluke. I know LeBron pissed y'all off over a decade ago. Get over it. And just accept that the Heat are a great organization. You got it. Just eat it. It's fine. Crow isn't that bad. That's where we are.
I will say, one, I'm happy that Joy is happy, right? That's a joy in my life, no pun intended. But I'll say this. I wanted the Celtics to win for a couple reasons. Number one, history. I like when history is made, especially athletic history. Number two, I said the Celtics were going to come back. I like being right. That's fun. But more than that, I'm happy the Heat won. Like, now that I got to sit on it for 12 hours, I'm happy the Heat won for this reason. Shady, I like in sports when the team who deserves to win wins.
Yep.
It's not always the case. And it often wasn't the case for me in pro sports because you got guys that are faster, guys that are stronger, guys that are bigger. So though I might work harder, though I might work smarter, that falls flat. The Heat were the smarter team. They were the harder working team.
Yeah.
They were the tougher team. But they found themselves in a Game 7 because the Celtics still got some dogs over there on that squad, notably Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And Marcus Smart when he gives you 20 plus. So I'm glad the Heat won because I was like, they played a better series. From Game 1 to Game 7, who played a better series?
Yeah.
It was the Heat. They deserved to win. There was a chance they almost didn't. And that would have made for a great storyline, Boston Celtics coming back from down 3-0. But, Shady, when I really think about sports, they always say hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And the Heat were both talented and hardworking. So I was actually watching this game. I sat back and I said, you know what? I'm glad the Heat won. For the same reason I'm glad the Celtics won Game 6. I thought the Celtics deserved to win Game 6. I thought they played better in Game 6, but Jimmy Butler was about to free throw his way to a game win. But this series, I'm like, I'm glad the Heat won. Because the Heat were the better over the course of those 7 games. They were better and deserved to win.
That's a good point. I think, and that's in this series, they were better. They played the best, right? And I'm happy for Jimmy Butler, though. Seriously, because I love the type of attitude he has, he brings to the game, right? Playing in the NFL for so long, like, I hated players that didn't have that type of attitude. Just showed up to work, get their check. Or I'm just so much talented, I'm so much better, we gonna win, I got this.
Right.
And for that storyline you talked about of hard work always beats talent, that's a perfect example. Because I think that the Celtics is a more talented team than the Heat. But to have a storyline about hard work beating talent, it goes tremendously with the Heat, right? Everybody talked about, even before the year even started, nobody had the Heat going to the finals. Maybe Joy, but I didn't hear nobody on TV. Even our producers have the Heat to even be in the top. No. They were in the top 3 choices.
Yeah.
If I said before the season started or before the playoffs started, who's going to be in the finals? Or even before the year started, nobody had the Heat. And it shows you the hard work, that all these undrafted players working hard, extremely hard, going against these superstars. Yeah. Even if you look at the money difference, what the Heat guys are making compared to what the Celtics are going to make and what they are making, it's way different. So I love that whole fight, man. Like, Jimmy Butler really carried these guys. They played well together.
Slick, would you go as far as to say, Shady, you just made a brilliant point following Joy's, would you go as far as to say, like, the Heat are the epitome of why you play sports? Because truth be told, if you didn't play the games, I would have wrote the Bucks into the chip because they would have the best record in ball, plus they got Giannis, plus I'm biased. Or you write the Celtics into the chip because they got Tatum, plus they got Brown, plus they got Smart, plus they got Brogdon. Or you write the Sixers into the chip because they got Harden.
And that's what everybody had, them 3 teams in the East going.
But the Heat said, bump all that.
Yep.
Y'all gonna have to respect us. 8 seed, we have to play our way in. I think they had to play the Hawks and play the Bulls, play our way in. But then we beat the Bucks. Oh, and you, Giannis.
Yep.
Then we beat the Knicks. And then we backdoor and we beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you play the game.
that's dope.
Slick, what's your reaction?
Well, I think it's certainly why we love the game and why we love sports. The idea that a group can come together, and they may not be the most talented, but they can find something that they can accomplish together that they couldn't do independently. And we can go back and forth in terms of who has the most talent, and I'm sure we will at some point.
And we will.
That's an easy one.
But as I look at it, and this is just my philosophy and what I love about sports and the teams that attract me, and why it was so hard for me to step off the Miami Heat ship for Game 7, because I think that I wasn't wrong. I was just early with my confidence in Game 5. Is what that's how I'd like to play it. Is because I love everything about the Miami Heat. And as I see it, the Boston Celtics are like a 20-ounce glass. And the Miami Heat are a 16-ounce glass that is always at 15 or 16 ounces. And the Boston Celtics are a 20-ounce glass that is at like 14, 15, 16. They never reach their capacity. And I have far greater admiration, whether it's teams or athletes or anybody who maximizes their ability, whatever it might be. It feels like when you have great talent, as I still believe that Boston Celtics do, and you waste that or you don't make the most of it, it's being irresponsible to a certain level.
Then let's get, Joy, to the nitty-gritty of the game. We've talked about the reaction. We know how happy you are, both in the pre-show meeting and on set. And wait till the social media videos are posted. Why did the Celtics lose? Like, who do you blame for the Celtics' loss? Not counting how great the Miami Heat are. We have given them respect and will continue to. Looking at the Celtics, who do you blame for the loss?
I mean, I think there's plenty of blame to go around. It's not one of those games where you would look directly at one person not having a big performance or two people. I think it was a collective loss. But I kind of have to put this at the feet of Missoula. Like, you've got to be able to make adjustments. The reason it was such a stress watch for me was because I just assumed as you started to see the patterns of the game that the Celtics would do something to lean into what was happening. He rolls his ankle, Tatum does, at the very beginning of the first possession of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the first possession of the game. Maybe check him out. Like,
Right.
not leaving him in. This is the beginning of the game. Let's see how bad it is. See if he might need to be going in the back for a second. Like, if it's more serious than that. You keep him in, okay, that's fine. Things start to unravel a little bit. Maybe you make an adjustment defensively. Maybe since you're not hitting your three-point shots and no one's hitting your three-point shots, everyone stop taking three-point shots. Maybe one person keeps taking three-point shots and the rest of you figure out another way to score.
Right.
I mean, Shaq said it in the postgame. If we miss 10 three-pointers, I'm punching the next person in the face that shoots a three-pointer. Yep. Everyone can't keep shooting threes. Missoula was asked about it after the game. Are you too reliant on three? No. Wrong, you are. Yep. You have to be able to score if the three ball isn't falling. So I just felt like there were adjustments, there was course correction that could have been made to keep them in the game before it got too far away.
My favorite quote, Shady, in all of sports that I've ever heard regarding coaching and playing, maybe my favorite quote, you're either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen. You're either coaching it or you're letting it happen. So either Missoula was coaching the Celtics to shoot 42 threes and only 42s on the night, or worse, he was allowing it to happen. To Joy's point, the Celtics started 0 for 12 from 3. 0 for 12. So he's either coaching this or he's letting it happen. I blame Missoula. Now, I'm not mad at him. The reason I'm not mad at him, I'm thinking about it. If I got a 3-year-old nephew, if they drop this cup on the ground and it shatters, yeah, I'm going to blame him. But I'm not mad at him because they're still young. Joe Mazzulla got the head coaching job one day before media day. He still took this team to the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7, and battled back from down 3-0 to get it to a Game 7, which I believe only 3 teams in the history of the sport have ever done. So I blame him, but I'm not mad at him. Shady, who do you blame?
I blame him, Missoula. I'm mad at him.
Ooh.
You're not mad, I'm mad. And you're giving him so much, I guess, respect
praise,
and praise because what they're doing, they've been doing that. The Celtics been doing that with 2 different coaches.
Yeah.
So it wasn't no difference. You want a coach? Come on here. Let's coach. He didn't do nothing different. I blame him because simple things like, I love the 3-ball. Like, Steph Curry has just made me a believer in the 3-ball. But if you want to shoot threes, run plays. Run plays to get open shots. They just dribble, shoot threes. There's not even like no offensive plays run. No picks to get you open. None of that. And then what killed me the most, when the Heat went to the zone.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, no, there's no place for the zone.
Yep.
Look, and as much as blame I give him, I gotta give it some of the players that we talk about. Jason Tatum, he might have been hurt, but you still can talk, you still can coach, you still can tell your teams what to do. Marcus Smart, he's supposed to be that Draymond Green to that team. A while ago, when they had an issue with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, could they coexist? He spoke on it about it, right? And he was one that talked about should it be who should shoot the ball, who shouldn't. Even when Kyrie Irving was there, they had that issue. And my thing is, he spoke about that. And I respect him because, okay, boom, at least somebody's talking about how should they go forward. But now when I watch this team, I didn't see no fight. I didn't see no discipline. Bro, they finished that game 9 of 42 from 3. Okay, that's the end of the game. At halftime, it was 4 for 21. So my thing is like, bro, we're still in the game at halftime, right? We're down a couple points, 11, 12, something like that. We still shooting threes. I didn't like that. And I got to put blame on some of the vets, Marcus Smart, right? And some of the star players, Jaylen Brown and Tatum. And also the coach. Come on, man, y'all do better than that.
Slick, take us home.
If there's one player or one person that I'm going to blame for this game in particular, the line starts with Jaylen Brown. Because he said, when Jason Tatum got hurt, I felt I needed to step up. 8 turnovers, 1 for 9 from 3, 8 for 23 overall, a -17 in plus-minus. Like, no, you weren't. No, who said you need to step up and try to do more? Because that's not what the strength of this team was. But ultimately, it's the composition overall. I think we said it on our text string during the game. Like, where's the leadership on this team? Where's the floor leader? Well, who put this whole team together? Brad Stevens did. That's where I start. You hire Joe Mazzulla. You don't have another veteran coach on the bench, even though Joe Mazzulla has never done this before at the NBA level. And it's not as if we didn't see this issue in the finals last year, right? So this is not a new development. It's something we saw in the finals last year. It's something that we saw during the course of the year at various times. We saw it in these playoffs leading up to this series. So ultimately, they've been what they've consistently been, and there's one guy who's the architect for all that, and it's Brad Stevens.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.